one. Yeah, so I'm going to spotlight you, Kat, because you deserve to be spotlighted. So for anyone who doesn't know this beautiful woman, I met the gorgeous Kat just over 3 years ago, and from the moment I met her, I fell in love with her. She's just gorgeous. I mean, look at her, but she's just beautiful from the inside out. And she's, you know, one of the things I love about you, Kat, is you have such massive heart, and that's what I loved about you, that you connected straight to my heart. And so I immediately thought, right, I'm in the right place. I want to be in this team. It's the right place for me. So Kat is an amazing IMD. Yeah, right. And been in the business for what? Has it been 5 years?
It'll be 5 years in February.
Yeah, so we are so blessed to have her. She is our Team Love leader. So, you know, and I guess I didn't really have anything for you to share. I just would love for you to just, I don't know, maybe if we can open it up for questions as well, especially for the new team. We've still got team coming in, so we'll see how excited they are to be here, just to meet you.
Yay! That was a beautiful opening. I'm sure I don't deserve all that. That was gorgeous. Thank you, Tans.
You do.
Yeah, so sweet. Honestly, like, I think that's why I love this business so much, because every person that you meet is just so normal, and they have their own story, their own why. One of the biggest things I think that I learned, probably too late, if I'm honest, was everybody inside this business has their own demons. Everybody inside this business is normal, has come from shit, is moving through shit, has shit in their life. You know, we're all just so damn normal. And at the start of my business, I was so terrified, because I would look at, you know, the equivalent of what I am now, the NMDs and beyond, and I would think that they had everything together. And I was so scared of that, because I certainly didn't have things together. You know, they looked so glamorous. They had such freedom set lifestyles. They were always, I guess, you know, they were wearing clothes that I couldn't even afford on a good day. So, you know, it scared me, because I would look at them and think, oh my God. You know, I remember going to my first conference, and do you know what's really stupid? I'm going to share this with you, because this is how stupid it is. I was terrified around what I was going to wear. You know, it was like back to high school days, because I was thinking, oh my God, I don't have anything nice. I don't have the budget for anything nice. And I remember freaking out, thinking these people earn like $20,000 a month. You know, they're going to look at me and be so, you know, oh my God, who is that woman? And all these thoughts were popping up inside my head, because I was just so far out of that realm, right? And do you know what I realized? They didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit. They had been exactly where I were. They were the least judgmental people that I had ever met in my life. And I think that's why I got so addicted so quickly, because I'd quite often been around people that were judgmental, or were nasty, or were miserable, or liked to bring other people down. So when I got into the Juice Plus world, and I started to meet so many people who wanted to raise me up, in such an authentic way too. Not a, oh, hey, you could make me money, come over here. It was just genuinely, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your story. And can you hear my kids going wild?
No.
Oh, good. There's like, where my office is, there's like a hill, and I can hear them. They've got scooters, and they're just like lined up on scooters going down the drive, screaming right next to me. I'm like, that's not going to put me off at all, guys. Continue. You're fine.
Look at Mum.
This is it too. This is it. This is the real life stuff. This is not the glamorous stuff. This is my kids right now out there behaving like turds. But anyway, it is what it is. But I think that one of the biggest things that I actually learned from that first conference, I mean, I set myself up to fail, because I was so terrified to be in this place with all these successful people when I had so little success in my life. But when I got there and I heard their own stories, because we have this thing called NMD speeches, and anybody who's hit NMD in that year, they get up and they share their journey for you. Now, that is my favorite part of conference, when you guys get to go to a conference, when the world returns back to a semi-form of normal. I can't wait for you guys to meet all the people that have gone NMD in the last 2 years, because you're going to hear so many stories that just relate to you. You know, it might be different, but it might be relatable. And I think that that was for me the pinnacle moment where I realized all the bullshit stories that I'm telling myself, all of the I can't be successful because I don't have it together, or, you know, I'm not worthy of this success because I haven't been able to manage a successful business, or, you know, there were so many different things that I would constantly beat myself up about. And I realized that they all had it too. But the only thing that they all had in common was that whenever they hit a face down moment, or whenever life got hard or got challenging, they stood back up. And it was that determination and that tenacity, you know, and they were so heartfelt about it too. They weren't trying to pretend like it was all glamorous and here I am with my 6-figure lifestyle. They're like, it was fucking hard. There were some real tough moments. And to me, you know, that was, I think that it probably should have been scary, because here somebody was saying to me, it's not all roses. You know, the business isn't smoke and mirrors. You know how you see all the time when people are like, oh, earn 6 figures and, you know, make $10,000 in your first month and all that type of shit that's around network marketing that makes me sick. I think that's not what it is. It's a realistic business model. But the thing is that you're going to have to grow in order to actually deal with that wealth. Have you guys heard the crazy statistic that something like 86% of people who win the lotto end up broke or back where they started within a 5-year period?
It's really sad.
It's insane. It is absolutely wild. But it makes a lot of sense to me. And I keep telling Rob, don't buy lotto tickets. Stop it. You're wasting money. Because now I truly do think that you have to grow yourself in order to keep and to earn that money. I truly do. Like, my concept of the universe is that she provides if you provide. If you turn up and you give and you grow and you go out there and you add value to people, that's when she'll give you some. Yeah, so the whole concept of just wishing and hoping and praying that the lotto comes and all of a sudden, boom, you're a millionaire. You might be a millionaire, but do you have the consciousness to be able to hold that $1 million? Do you have the self-worth? Do you have the money mindset? You know, do you have all of those things that can actually concrete the life of your dreams? And listening to these stories, every face down moment to me was like a brick in concrete. You know, and I just thought, this is how these people are so happy, wealthy, and successful, which was 3 things that screwed with my mentality, right? Because I'd never actually seen a happy, wealthy, successful person. I'd seen successful people, but they never had time with their family. I'd seen wealthy people, but they weren't happy or they weren't kind. I saw happy people and they're always broke. So it really messed with my belief system to see somebody that had it all. And I kept thinking, you know, is this real life? Does this really happen? And then that's how I realized it does. Because we grow every time we have a face down moment, every time someone says no to us, right? Every time someone says, oh, you know, no, I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Or I don't think it'll work. Little part of you dies inside, right? And you think, oh my God, they're judging me. Ugh. And it feels gross. It hurts. But you know what it is? It's that little brick and that little bit of concrete. You know, you have that saying. Do you guys have that over there in New Zealand? Have some concrete? The Australian thing? Yeah, you do. Good. You guys are harder than us, so you should be. But realistically, that's what I think it is. Because it's that concrete moment of making the decision to go, you know what? No, I'm going to get back up. I believe in this. I am worth this and I can do it. And if you say that to yourself enough, you know, like on training last night, we talked about the fact that your thoughts, what you tell yourself, create your reality. And if you continuously get back up and get back up and get back up, you're still that same beautiful person that you were that started, but now you have everything you want. You have the community, you have the finances, you have the freedom, you have the happiness. Because I don't care what people say, being broke sucks. I'm just going to say it sucks. I'm not going to finish off that sentence. It sucks. right? Being broke sucks. I've been there, and I remember how stressed and sick and scared I felt every day. You know, it's not a nice place to be. So to be able to create that money by doing something that lights you up and helps other people, I knew I was in the right place. And I really had to fall back on that every time I had that sick feeling. Every time somebody would mess with me, because believe me, people are going to mess with you. You're not always going to get yeses. You're not always going to get the rainbows and the butterflies and the puppy dogs. But honestly, it's the other stuff that makes you happy that you have your business. By the end of the journey, that's what you love, just as much as the finances and the choices. So, you know, when they say money doesn't buy you happiness, it doesn't, but it does buy you choices. And a lot of us are frustrated by the lack of choices that we have in our life, whether that be spending time with the people we love, whether that be not going to a work that sucks your bones dry, Sarah. Yes, you can relate to that one. Whether it be, you know, getting to travel, if that's something that you really love, whether it be getting to do your passion projects without having to spend 40 hours a week at work when you don't want to be there. Yeah, those are the choices that we truly do deserve. And I feel like not enough people actually take their blinders off and realize that. You know, like, how shit is it that people will work 5 days straight, sometimes 6 days straight, to have 1 or 2 days off? Who made up that model? Like, you know, if you think about that, that's only 52 weekends a year. Out of 365 days, you're getting probably at max 52 days to enjoy your life. And then Tans shared so beautifully but so hurtfully last night around the fact of you can get all the way to retirement and then it's gone. Your life is over and you haven't got to enjoy any of it. It's madness. It is madness, Tans. And it really isn't until I started getting into it. So when people would come to me and they would say to me, oh, you know, I tried one of those things, it doesn't work. Or, you know, so-and-so got ripped off so bad with that. And I had to keep thinking, do you know what? I've been ripped off in real work. I am ripped off every single day that I turn up. They don't give a shit about me. They just want me to do what I'm there to do so I can make them money. And then people turn around and go, oh, don't do that pyramid scheme because they're only there to make other people money. It blows my mind. But, you know, it made sense to me, and that's where my passion came from. So when people did say things, it hurt. When people cancelled their product order, it hurt. But I had to realize I truly believe in what we do. Now, it took me a little while to get there. You guys have heard my story. It took me 18 months to say yes to this business because I thought it was something that it wasn't. 18 months of judging rather than actually educating myself. And there are other people out there right now that may be judging that will turn around and educate themselves and then turn around and go to you, oh my God, you're amazing for seeing this for what it is. That was what I had to say to Lauren. I thought Lauren was crazy. I did. Still do some days. If you know Lauren, you'll know why. But she is this beautiful person that kept the light on for me, even when I said no. So the funny thing was, she could have got butt hurt. She could have fell down on her face and thought, oh my God, Katrina, because we were friends, right? Katrina thinks I'm crazy. She keeps saying no to me. She thinks I'm in a pyramid. You know, that could have been enough to pull her out of the game. Because some of us do feel that soft-hearted. As soon as somebody that we love and appreciate says, don't do it, we don't. And she was my mentor. She was my everything. Because when I realized this is the freedom that she deserves. I was watching her, right? She was earning a 6-figure income at that time. She was single. She had no kids. She had no job. She had no responsibility. So she was literally in all of the places that I wanted to be. She was over in London, under the bridge. She was inside Europe. She was at Amsterdam. She was at all sorts of cafes. You know, she was in Turkey. She was watching the hot air balloons. And I'm sitting here thinking, I can't even end the week with $20 in my bank account. So I really had to swallow a lot of my pride and go back to her. And trust me, there are going to be people in your life who do the exact same thing. But the power of it is staying strong and being committed when not many other people will be. So, you know, tonight, I think that's all I really wanted to share with you guys, is that you're in the right place in the right time. You know, I've been in this game for 5 years now, and I've seen the peaks and the troughs of this business. And I'm not going to lie, the last 18 months, we were in trough. Yeah, we were in the little bottom part. So for those of you who've been on the ride over the last 2 years and you've still been enjoying it and having fun, that's as bad as it gets, right? The times that are coming now, I can see it and I keep talking about it because I'm the one that gets the reports. I'm the one that watches the customer numbers and the team numbers, and I'm the one that watches the pay line jumps. And I'm telling you that every month we are increasing by a ridiculous number, a ridiculous percentage. If anybody in real business had this kind of jumps, they would be like booking in their Merc, or this is it, this is my holiday home. Okay, because this is what's coming. They can see it and they can see the trends. So for you guys, I know there's a small amount of you who are just jumping on right now. You couldn't have picked a better time. This was when I started 4.5 years ago. We were just about to hit a massive peak. So I'm really excited for you. Those of you who have been on the ride a little bit longer, keep holding on. You've probably already noticed that there's a change in trends. There's a change in people, there's a change in response, there's a change in finances, and that's what's going to break it. Now, I don't know about you guys, but over here in Australia, we've just been classified as hitting a recession. We haven't had one since 1994, Euro, babe. We haven't had one for a while, but we have just hit one. Now, you know what's crazy? I get goosebumps just thinking about it. That's when I know. That's when I know someone's talking to me. So we're in a recession and my business grew by 23% last month. Isn't that wild? Do you know what? With the numbers that we had, we generally have about 20 to 30, maybe even 35 new team if we have a good month. Already, we're sitting on almost 150. That's 5 months worth of work in 1 month. So what do you think is going to come? So this is why I'm saying to you guys, this influx, this momentum, this crazy ride that you guys have just jumped on, we have a saying called ignorance on fire. That's what I want you to be right now. You do not have to be perfect to start. In fact, you are so much more powerful when you're not. No one wants to be told by someone who's really good at it. You know, now, I've been doing this for 4.5 years. I could tell you the pay plan back to front. I could tell you exactly what works, exactly what doesn't. But my chances of recruiting somebody is so much smaller than yours. Isn't that wild? You know why? Because I'm scary. I'm intimidating. What happens if they don't get the success I've got? What happens if they make a fool of themselves in front of somebody who's been doing it so long? Yeah, people are scared to start up with somebody who's been doing it long. You know, if they got to know me, they'd be like, oh, well. But what I'm trying to get at is that you guys who are coming in who know nothing, you're probably thinking that that is, I guess, a pitfall for you, right? It's something that's going to drag you back. It is not. Turning around to your best friend and saying, I got no idea what the hell I just signed up to, but I am absolutely loving it. Come and do it with me. That kind of excitement, that kind of passion, that kind of ignorance is really attractive, really attractive. And if you can be ignorance on fire in your first 4, 5, 6 months and just know what you need to know when you need to know it, that's how you build a really big business. Trying to become a perfectionist, trying to become a professional too early, you know, doing all those ins and outs and jumping on every training that you can and knowing what all the points are for everything off by heart and all that kind of stuff, so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Yeah? You don't know something? Go to Tarns or go to your upline and say, hey, what the hell do I do here? Angel, I know you're laughing, but you're a bloody rock star already, so you don't need to laugh. You just have this like insane amount of capability in this business. It's unreal, you know, but so many of you guys who are coming into this business, stop second guessing yourself. Stop thinking that you need to know so much because you really don't. Yeah. Ignorance on fire is where it's at. I was talking to a lady today and she's just about to hit SC. So for those of you who don't know, we've got Partner Plus, which is our first level, say Senior Partner, which is your second, and Sales Coordinator, which is your third. So that's a $500 bonus, and she's already brought on teams. So, and she said to me, I don't know what I'm doing, as if it was like, I think I'm going to be fired. And I was like, babe, you don't need to know. No one's going to judge you. All right, as long as you can just keep helping people find the program, keep sharing about what you've got program-wise, keep looking for the people who have their hand up looking for better health. Okay, that's all you got to do in door number 1. Door number 2, find people who are whinging. Find people who are looking for more options. Find people who you know hate their job, who want out, who need a plan B, who are sick of being broke, who want to travel but can't afford it. Now, there's so many people out there who are in those categories. One of my favorite ways, instead of going and spamming the shit out of them, is just attracting them to me by putting up posts as if I was speaking to them. Yeah, if I have friends that I know really want to travel, I would be like, holy shit, I just got off a call with, you know, this lady that I met online. She's doing the same business model that I have, and she's been to, I don't know, whatever. You know, share Lauren's story. She traveled around the world without a job, 5 stars, not backpacking like many of us have to when we're young. She literally was doing all this with a 6-figure income behind her. You know, that's why I think events are so powerful and huddles are so powerful, because you're constantly going to hear different stories. Sharing different stories, creating different posts, doing that kind of stuff is going to attract people to you who are looking like a moth to a flame. So if you're sharing your journey honestly and authentically and purposefully, if you're actually thinking, well, you know what, I've got a friend who's come to me about PCOS and she really wants to get on the product to see if this will help. What I do is I go and I find someone with PCOS who has had amazing results on this, and I share their testimonial on my page. I could go and say to her, babe, I found this, you know, we were talking yesterday, no pressure, but I just wanted to share it with you. But you don't have to, because if you're putting it up on your timeline and you're also talking to her in Messenger, do you know what happens? It puts that post right in front of her. And if she's interested, she gets to come to you. That's how we do it. But so many times people are just posting and praying. They're doing the most random posts possible and just praying that someone sees it and loves it. But you've got to be a little bit purposeful. You've got to be in conversations. You've got to see where people's pain points are so that you can know what you've got to post about. For me, I have got my customer base. You know, I'm 4 years in. I've got my customers. I love them. I'm not really game to get any more. Don't really care for customers, to be honest. I love our program, but I love you guys more. I love building our team, because to me, I see that that's where the power is. Watching lives change, watching people get on a call like today and tell me I got no idea what I'm doing, but I've just put $3,000 in my bank account. Like, tell me, what is this? Like, she's so confused, but also like, I just don't really understand what's going on. To me, that's the power of what we've got. That's where I get so excited. So a lot of my posts, if you follow me, are around freedom, are around quality of time, are around my family, are around all those pain points of people that I'm constantly chatting to. Yeah, because it gets old saying, hey, you should do what I do. Hey, I know you're whinging again. Have you seen what I do? You know, we can say it till we're blue in the face, but sometimes people really need to see it in action. And that's why a post is so cool, because they're going to see it on your timeline. It is real. It's happening. Now, again, if we flip back, some of you guys are just starting, right? You don't have that freedom and that flexibility. Again, do you know what's really powerful? Hope. Yeah, so you actually sharing your hopes and dreams of the future. That's relatable to people. I remember I wasn't doing this full time. I was probably only maybe 1 or 2 months in. And I remember doing a post because I'd earned enough to be able to drop back my family daycare days. I was doing it full time and I dropped back part time after a couple of months. And I realized that this was the first time I got to spend school holidays with my kids without other kids around me. And I remember putting up a post saying, I can't wait. I know it's only 1 day at the moment, but I can't wait until this is every day. I signed up 2 teenies just from that one post. 2 teenies, because a mum come to me and she said, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm feeling. I just finished work and my kids have been at, vacation care all day and my mum guilt is real. I want this too. Yeah. So doing little stuff like that and just being on point, it's so, so important, guys. And it doesn't take a lot. It really doesn't. And we're always here to plug into you and to give you ideas. And, you've only got to go to your upline and say, hey, I'm stuck for ideas, or I'm stuck for posting, or, can you show me what's been working lately? And we will give you them. We love nothing more than that. But honestly, is it worth it? You're going to have to be the judge of that. You're going to have to be able to be honest with yourself around what kind of life you truly want. If you want a life where you do get to have the wealth, where you do get to have the happiness, where you do get to have the choices, because it's not a fucking fairy tale. I am here living it from the girl that was worried about what I was going to wear to conference. Yeah? To now living in $1 million home. None of us work. None of us have a job. Yeah? We build our wealth online through this business. That's where I'm like, tell me about it. Tell me about that scam. So stay close to the people that have done it. Stay close to the people that already have rock solid belief and borrow that. That's what I had to do all the time. But we will give it to you because we know that it's worth it. We certainly do. So anyway, I've talked for so long. See, we didn't even have a topic and I still managed to just...
I love it.
Right.
I love it. And so is everyone else. So does anyone have any questions for Kat? Go on, you must have.
We love you too, Janet.
Yeah,
I know
we do.
Feeling. I know that feeling.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Kat. You always give us so much gold.
My absolute pleasure. I love coming on. I was actually in a lot of trouble tonight because we just made the decision earlier in the week that Wednesday nights were going to be family night. And that's no devices, no laptops. We're just going to sit down, play board games, have a fire, do all that kind of stuff. And then Tarns asked me if I could jump on your training. And I was like, ooh, but I do really want to be on your training. So I now have to get off and I have to go participate in our beautiful family night so that the kids can get that one-on-one time because they adore it. But I couldn't have missed this. I couldn't have missed you guys. I'm so proud of you. And I don't know if you guys know, I'm sure Tarns has probably filled you in, but you guys are on the verge of becoming a QNMD team, which is only 4% of teams in Australia.
How awesome is that?
It's insane. It's insane. So what you're doing behind the scenes now as a team, guys, continue. Even rev it up a little bit, okay? Because that kind of stuff, that's where people get seen. That's where you get calls with mentors. That's where you get all of the extra stuff that you need to continue growing. So if you've got goals right now, the only way that you can hit QNMD is working all together. Yeah, it's not just a promotion of Tarns. It's not something I can do. It's something you have to do as a team. And I truly do know that with the people that we've got, especially over the weekend, watching so many beautiful new souls come in with so much fire and passion, I'm really excited to hit this goal and just to see it smashed for you. So if I can help anyone, if you want individual coaching calls, I have my Calendly app open. So that's Calendly, Lye. You can search it inside Team Love, and you can see that I have Mondays and Wednesdays free to book in with the coaching call. So we can map out whatever you want. We can dig out more of your why. We can go over whatever blocks you feel are holding you back, and move your way forward so that you guys can get wins on the board. And as a collective, we can really see some beautiful promotions happening. Cool.
Thank you.
My pleasure. It was lovely hanging out with you all. Well done.
Thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to send a massive big kudos to, of course, Maxine, who absolutely smashed the weekend, and Angel. You guys, honestly, as a team, you're insane. Every single one of you has done so much more than I ever would have thought possible. You're amazing. But you two guys went above and beyond. And honestly, I'm really excited to see what that creates, because I know that moves mountains. It really does. So anyway, couldn't leave without giving you guys a little bit of a shout out. But
Thank you.
My pleasure. I can't wait to see more movement soon.
Does that mean we can't have you on our huddles ever again because Wednesday nights are out?
You're gonna have to like mix it up and have a Thursday huddle or something.
Have a special huddle. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of team that can't make Wednesday anyway, so that's probably a good idea.
Okay, thank you so much, Kat. We so love and appreciate you. Enjoy your family night.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Bye. Hey guys.
Okay,
So
I'm going to jump. Can you let me in on the other?
Oh, on the other one? Yep, sure.
I'm going to jump off and on again.
Okay.
So see you in a sec.
We're going to do our event now. I'm just going to stop recording.